ba kayang ipasok sa FB natin?
Mas malaki to. Compress na lang siguro. Ay, na-miss nag-start na ako.
Okay. So, again, we will try to summarize the key points that we have discussed. Okay. Earlier I said this is the first time we are going to use this evaluation as being launched as the standard evaluation of Entrep students taking the Entrep program. So by the end of the Entrep program, the students should have acquired these qualities, competencies, and values or attitude. No? These are the expected outcomes. Now, according to Dr. Diaz, Paz Diaz, there are 10 entrepreneurial competencies, at least 10 entrepreneurial competencies. Summarize na to ha. 10 entrepreneurial competencies that the student should have acquired during their journey in the Entrep course. So, there are 4 clusters. The achievement cluster, the planning cluster. Oh, I'm sorry, there are 3 clusters: achievement cluster, planning cluster, and power cluster. They're supposed to be interrelated. So we started our discussion a while ago, started with the achievement cluster. At the end of the course, it is expected that you should be rating yourself within the 4 and the 5. Simply because you have taken a formal course that should really develop you along these competencies. Like, for example, opportunity seeking. Under the achievement cluster, by the end of the program, you should at least be confident that you have acquired that sixth sense. Ang tawag natin doon sometimes sixth sense opportunity seeking. Being able to see opportunities or business opportunities out of something. No? And then, you are able to seek it or see it and then seek it. Ito yung sinasabi nating moderate risk-taking. Why moderate risk-taking? Because, of course, you have studied the course, the program, and you should be able to have a more systematic and educated analysis of things and a more systematic evaluation of things around you before you plunge into something or plunge into any venture. That means it's not. It's more of a more educated decision making in taking risks. Now, like what I said, no, high demand for efficiency and quality. So after the course, dapat, because you have taken production and operations management, you should have at least acquired that competency na hindi po pwede yung pwede na. Dapat meron kayong certain standard of doing things. So, dapat, because of the appreciation of cost and efficiency and the costs of inefficiency that will take its toll to your business or to your investment, you should have a high demand for efficiency and quality. Otherwise, you will be bound to fail. Kaya importante ito. Kasi pag hindi kayo efficient o pag sinabi kayo inefficient, so you will lose money because of probably tawag dito, product rejects or repeats, no? Ibig sabihin, hindi sapat yung output ninyo in terms of the expectation of the supposed quality that you're supposed to give your clients or your target market. Now, commitment to work contract. Ito yung again, this will form part also of your integrity as a person in giving value to your word no? At saka to your the integrity of your work ethics, no? Yung commitment to work contract. Pag sinabi mong ganito, dapat gagawin mo. Tsaka yung persistence. Pag sinabi natin persistence, ito yung doing things until you achieve not necessarily perfection, but excellence. Not necessarily perfection, but according to the standards set. Pag hindi, kailangan gawa ka ng gawa. You always you have this quality or value or attitude that you should do it over and over again until you achieve the right mix or the right product or the right standard. At saka, ito yung sinasabi natin, hindi nyo gagawin hindi po pwede yung okay lang o yung tama na. Ito yung there is a certain standard, there's a certain level of perfection. Kasi perfection is really very, very subjective. Kaya dapat, ang ating term dito would be a certain level of standard that was set. Tsaka hindi yung po pwedeng-pwede na. Okay, yung planning cluster, ibig sabihin nito, ito yung you're able to given the conditions, the circumstances, the limitations, resources, environment, and other factors, the confluence of factors affecting you or your business venture, you should be able to work around it. No? So, you should be able to have this quality that yung sinasabi natin information seeking, goal setting, systematic planning, and monitoring. Of course, these are only very good indicators. Like I said earlier, itong planning, systematic planning, and monitoring will always be changed, no? Along the way, along your journey. Kanina ang ating example, si Magno, no? Along the way, naiiba dahil like what happened in Galleria. Along the journey, we realized that there are markets that are left untapped. No? So, it's always an eye-opener. Any activity will always be an eye-opener. And you should have this eye for detail for all these things so that you can use them at your advantage. Ito lang yung ibig sabihin nito, being aware of the things happening so that you can use that in your advantage. Tapos sinabi ko rin, generally, based on my observation, yung goal setting nyo, medyo mahina. Nandun kayo dun lang sa average and fair. Kasi, dito kayo kulang, no? Of course, ito yung fear na sinasabi ko kanina, the fear of getting into the unknown, not knowing what will happen next. But at the same time, you have this moderate risk-taking. Knowing that you are going into or through the unknown, you are guided by this kind of educated guess or educated risk-taking because of the factors that you already identified that would affect you and the business. So, eto yun, that would help you, no? What are the other things that will help you in your planning cluster? Kasi ang napansin ko nga, medyo mahina dito, no? Again, you should make use of the tools that you learned. Like, for example, break-even analysis. You should be able to appreciate the results of your computation ng break-even analysis. Or for example, the budgeting. No, in budgeting. Those are some example of the tools that you can set, no, that would help you in your planning. Yung startup cost. So, pagdating po sa mga investments ninyo, yung startup investments, nakikita na ninyo na ipaplano na ninyo kung ano yung mga pangangailangan ninyo. So, ang napansin ko, nagkulang kayo dito. May mahina. Hindi ko alam kung, let's see what we can still do, no? So, admittedly, meron tayong pagkukulang dito sa planning cluster. That is also shown in the next cluster, which is the power cluster. So parang kulang pa tayo din sa persuasion and networking and self-confidence. No? Pero yung self-confidence ninyo, it's generally higher than the rest. So, ang self-confidence ninyo is between the average and the high. Yun yung nakita ko. Pero, like what I said earlier, yung planned event or planned activity, areglado tayong lahat eh. When everybody is consulting, when everybody is talking to each other, when everybody is well-informed about the things that's going to happen, ito yung galeriya. Again, this is well-coached, well-mentored. Again, this is this is purposeful. Pagdating dun sa bazaar and the second phase ng the second semester, medyo nagkaloko-loko na tayo dito. Doon nasira yung planning cluster na values na dapat na ina-apply na natin. Nagkulang kayo doon. So that means either how strong is the leadership in the team? So may kulang. How strong also is the assignment given, defining roles, functions, responsibilities, and accountabilities. Dito yun. So dito doon ko nakita na nag-weekend kayo when you were given your own time, when you were given your own decision-making freedom dun sa second part. Kasi, nung lumalapit na kayo sa akin, nang sinabi, Miss, pwede na kaya dun sa BF? Pwede kaya dun sa Philinvest? Paano kaya yun sa UP, isang araw na? Paano kaya dun sa ano? So that means, we are well aware in the beginning, in the first semester, that we will be undergoing these bazaars in the second semester. That means, nagkulang dito sa planning, magmula pa nung umpisa. Ang naiplano lang, yung purposeful activity natin doon sa galeriya. But on your own, parang baby pa kayo. Parang kulang pa na, parang nawala. So what happened to the leadership? Some emerged. For example, yung mataas ang persuasion, networking, and self-confidence ng kusineto, ng sisig sarap. Kasi sila lang yung nag-brave to go to mercato. Kaya lang ang problema lang, hindi natanggap si sisig sarap. Hindi sila natanggap eh. Kasi by very competitive. Very competitive. Pagkatapos, there is also this tendency of the students na to go on easy way. Like, dito na lang tayo sa Miriam. Of course, we try to give you the environment, the enabling environment. Pero, the school can only give that much. Ang nangyari sa atin, umasa ang estudyante doon sa ibinibigay lamang. Pero on your own, medyo napilay. So, hindi ko alam kung ano yun. Is it weak leadership or are the roles, functions, accountability, and responsibilities are not well defined? So, yun ang gusto nating malaman. So, ito na yung lumabas sa inyo. So, ano yung pagkukulang natin dito? Doon sa competencies na 10 na to. Yung self-confidence, nandun sa high and average lang. Pero wala talaga doon sa highest. So yung mag-per group na tayo para ma-evaluate na natin yung ating team. Para malaman natin, sincerely, ano ba talaga ang nangyari sa atin at ano ba ang pwede pa natin gawin sa sarili natin at sa susunod. No? Tapos na po kami doon sa competencies. Kasi there are 10. Huh? Pero binigyo ni Magno, so pwede niyong i-ano natin, pwede natin i-post para ma-review ninyo, no? So ito yung ating general observation. No? So along the way, huwag kayong mag-alala din dito sa ating goal setting. You must also understand that nakakalimot kayo na entrepreneurship is really venturing into the unknown. We are just reducing the risks by making good use of the tools that you have learned. Like for example, you see that kanina, the break-even analysis, like forward planning, like yung shifting scheduling, no? Shift scheduling. Ano pa ba? Inventory scheduling, inventory management. So those are the things that you have learned that you should have applied. Pero nakakalimot kayo doon. So yung integration and application, na palagi kong sinasabi, gamitin niyo yon at your own advantage. Kaya sa bandang huli, makikita naman natin, pagdating doon sa reporting ninyo, pagdating natin doon sa decision tree, makikita na natin. Kasi, yun ang nakita kong mahina pa sa atin. In all of the courses that I have handled, each semester, we always try to make an evaluation. Pagdating doon sa integration and synthesizing, parang doon pa kayo kulang. Synthesizing themes, trying to connect the things that you should have learned and applying it to the actual businesses or the actual situations. Parang doon, ano? Siguro akala nyo wala lang, pero actually marami yan. Kailangan lang alamin ninyo ngayon para maintindihan ninyo kung ano yung talagang natutunan natin o natutunan ninyo. So, based on my observations, yun ang aking masasabi. You are still weak in synthesizing and in applying the things and using the tools and applying it to your supposed ventures. Kaya pawardi-wardi yung nangyari. Akala nyo lang pawardi-wardi, pero actually meron. Dahil you fail to look into, you fail to connect things na dapat mataas kayo doon. Dahil nga, dapat mataas kayo doon dahil you should have some foresight and this ability to identify opportunities and to seek opportunities. Okay. So now, let's go to the, pwede natin i-cut yan tapos part 2.